Alright, I think I figured it out now. Okay, hey guys, this is New Sensei. I'm on school holidays right now. It's got 2 weeks off, full of hard work, but I thought today I'd try something different. I'm doing a live stream. I'm testing Australian internet, see how that works for me. But I thought I'd do some backyard shooting. I've got my bear takedown, and I'm gonna see how this works. This is just gonna be a casual practice session. I've got my laptop set up just right here. So I'm just capturing the form part of me, but instead of doing a practice video and editing it, this might be a live demonstration, and hopefully if this works nicely, then I might do some live chat as well. Not sure if it's going to work too well for me, but this might be fun. Unfortunately, I'm using my Surface Pro, and I've got on a very very high angle, so if I touch my screen it'll flip down and slam on me. So if you suddenly see the ceiling, then I've accidentally knocked my laptop over, but hopefully it should be okay. Just gotta configure a few things, but this should be good right now. I think I might have accidentally hit a back button somewhere, but I think I'm alright. So I'm not gonna really see your chat at the moment, as I'm just starting to get this live, but if not, I'll just keep on having a shot and we'll see how this works out. And I don't have the YouTube live screen at the moment, so I'll probably ignore that for now. We'll see how we go. It's been an interesting few days, just simply not doing any work in particular. The club's open now, of course, and yeah, it's been nice to have a shot again outdoors. It's pretty good weather. It was really warm on Friday. On Saturday it was like 29 degrees Celsius here, which is very unusual for spring, but at the same time it's really pleasant to be out there. Wasn't that hot. It's kind of summer weather, but wasn't that hot. At the same time, it's been kind of raining on and off the last few days, so it's been a little interesting, but we'll see what we can do. Hi guys, sorry about that. There's a live chat. Cool. Alright, yeah, thanks for the guys who've been watching me kind of set my thing up, like all 6 of you. But for those who are curious, yes, I'm streaming now, and I'm going to shut up and I'm going to start shooting so that we can see how this works. So I'm going to have my OBS just open here, and I'm trying to not knock my laptop over. There we go. It's good. We're finally online. There we go. Alright, let's have a shot. Let's see how this works. There you go. Bird takedown. Cool. This is completely unedited. I'm totally legit. And I didn't break a window there. Alright, this could work. Alright. I do have the chat window open. There is a slight delay, but I'll answer your questions between ends. This will be an interesting format. If you're wondering, this is the bear takedown. This is the one I bought from Grizzly Gym. I had the pleasure of watching the live stream from Robillon in Avignon, France. For those who are following Grizzly Gym, he did make the UK team. He unfortunately finished 37th in the qualification out of 41, so it was a little disappointed of himself. But we did see a cameo, I believe, when he was in the coach's box for Emily Williams for the UK women's longbow. I saw him very, very briefly. I couldn't recognize him because he was wearing a different shirt. I own his shirt now and his bow, so obviously didn't really recognize him behind the shades and the official coach's shirt, but I'm pretty sure that was him. Alright, some more shooting. Just warm up here. I will eventually settle to a good rhythm and anchor while managing the live stream at the same time. And eventually I hope to set up with the full Olympic bow, so that way I can do some proper talk, like some shooting talk, some technique discussion. But for now, I'm just gonna have some fun with the bear takedown. And hopefully you can see this just fine. I should point out the bear takedown is an absolutely marvelous bow. For those who are wondering, there's also a special edition of the Bear Takedown, currently being sold on 3 Rivers. Beautiful dark wood. This is the grey maple. This is what the current production version. And there are lots of these different Bear Takedowns over the last few decades. So you will find there are many different variations in colour and design. Still the same great design, same takedown design. Really nice bow to shoot. The shooter needs to increase the skill to match up to it, however. Nice. I need a bow stand somewhere. Well, I'll be back. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna check chat every couple of ends to see what people are saying. Yes, hello from Finland. I haven't heard of Sydney Bowman. I know where Sydney is, obviously, but I haven't really been there or know the archery clubs too well. Official new Sensei Archery merchandise. Wouldn't it be a terrible idea? I am, by the way, I would like to accept more shirts. So if you want to send me a shirt, I could have to accept that. I did the shirt out project last year. Got around like 8 or so different jerseys. It'd be nice to collect more jerseys. I haven't promoted it recently, but I do happily wear jerseys which people donate to me. In fact, I'll wear one right now. I'm wearing this one. There we go, from Germany. Thank you very much. It's got a great design. It's got an artist in the background plus my name. So thank you from Germany. And I do want to wear each one in turn as the weather gets better. We'll see how we go. Alright, next end. And have German viewers too. Guten Tag. Alright, in frame, good. Flying dead center. Wouldn't mind holding my anchor just a bit longer. I mean, the problem with doing close distance is when you're this close, I mean like 5 meters away, in the interest of not breaking windows, it's easy to get the habit of snap shooting. So I want to kind of take my time a bit more setting my shot. I do want to go out to shoot at my range, about 30 meters, to get used to longer distance aim shooting, because this is a bit too easy. You get complacent when shooting at close distance. You're meant to be working on form, but when you're target fixated, you tend to get too focused on hitting the target and you forget everything else. In fact, I might flip my block around so I see a blank side rather than seeing dots. So I just naturally aim for the middle, which when you don't want to break windows, that's what you do. Blech. A collapse shot there, wasn't great. Try to keep expanding through the shot. We need to consolidate. Gosh, what time is it over there? I know it's around what 5 PM here right now. The clock here, yeah, 5 PM exactly right now. So I was curious what time it is where you are, because this is where I would normally be home to film something during spring or summer. So if this ties in nicely, then we'll do it live. I obviously can't really change my timing because I can't really shoot at 12 midnight. Doesn't really work out too well. It's nice. It's got to hold a little longer. There's a lot to be said about snap shooting though. I know Jeff Kavanagh's done a series on this previously. He talks about, well, Jeff Kavanagh has a background in shooting rifle, so or shotgun. And he talks about snap shooting. It's a good instinctive practice for some people. Some people do it really well. And like, if you don't have to like aim for any more than you need to, and you know you're going to hit the middle, then there's no point in holding the shot. At the same time, at least anchoring and holding are good habits to have. So I guess to be a versatile archer, you should be able to do, you know, both a snapshot and a proper shot process. And I should kind of drill more of the natural shot process around the snap shooting all the time. It's a bit better, a little looser than the anchor. I mean, everything's guaranteed to fly in the middle. It's only 5 meters. It's not that hard. But you want to do 5 or 6 good shots rather than just rushing a shot process and just saying, oh, my grouping's really good, because it's more probability than skill. I can shoot 6 in the middle without a problem. I don't want to rotate my camera just yet because, again, my laptop's going to fall over. So once I get a good stand-up going, I might start showing the camera. Or if I get, so I have multiple laptops, so I could have one kind of pointing that way and one this way, but we'll see how we go. I'm not too stressed about it right now. Alright, back to chat. Where were we? Hello, Yuvraj. I've seen you quite a few times on the wood archery chat. Oh, no, backlit. There we go, back to my back. Let's have a look here. Yeah, 2 AM. Yes. 8 AM in the UK. And yes, the quiver is badass. This is the Dragonborn quiver from Mandarin Duck. Thank you to Mandarin Duck Outfitters for supplying me with that. It's a very, very nice quiver. I just didn't know this. I didn't mention before that the Mandarin Duck quivers do have magnetic bottoms. So I did buy the Win & Win magnetic quiver. That's a hugely expensive quiver with magnets. The Mandarin Duck bows have magnets as well. So both the Ranger field quiver. So I'm just trying to push this button without knocking my laptop over. Yeah, both the Ranger field quiver and the Dragonborn quiver have magnets. I didn't notice to begin with, but they do a great job holding the arrows in place. So it's actually really interesting to have this. So again, thanks to Mandarin Duck. $80 from the store for the field quiver, and I believe the Dragonborn's about 120 US from the stop, or from the shop. So yeah, worth checking out. I do enjoy using it. I do alternate between my neat back quiver and the Dragonborn, depending on what I feel like. I feel that the neat back quiver is more of a simple, you throw arrows in, take them out, not a problem. This one's a bit more stylish and elegant, but still very functional. Alright, back to shooting. It's all about form practice and close distance. Important, especially as a learner, you don't rush the shot process. You take each shot and you reflect on each shot. If it's a bad shot, you move on. If it's a good shot, you kind of reflect on why. That was a good one. It took a bit more time to aim, and you're naturally building instinct into your style. Then I'm not really using an aiming method with the bare bow. I would like to do some more string walking in the future. In fact, one of my future videos will be how to aim with no sights. So for those who are doing bare bow shooting, who want to know more about techniques, I'll explain in more detail at some point. And I'll also be getting questions for my monthly Q&A. Very shortly. It's the end of the month. I do have time off, so I'm going to be doing some of that shortly as well. I'm not sure if I might make the Q&A segments live streams. That would be interesting actually, because normally, as you know, my monthly Q&As I basically collect questions from the YouTube channel and Facebook, and I pick like the 10 best ones. And I answer them as best I can. But the live stream option might not be a bad idea. I mean, once a month isn't much of a commitment. Although I'm a teacher, so work is never done. Always something to do. Oh yeah. That's nice. Alright, what's chat doing now? Let's see. Two in Peru. Do I live in Japan? No, I'm in Australia. I'm very much an Australian. I've been to Japan once. Japan's really nice. I do speak some Japanese, but I'm actually not Japanese. Just keep that in mind. Plug Leblocon Gaming. It's Joe. Hi, Joe. Let's see. War Thunder streams. See, I told you I dropped my laptop. Crap. There we go. The problem with Surface One. I'm using the original Surface Pro. There's no settings for the back the stand, whereas the newer Surface Pros they have different settings. But holy crap, that's hilarious. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna touch that anymore. That's a good angle, hopefully. I'm gonna stream War Thunder. Probably not. I don't like playing that much War Thunder, honestly. I like playing for fun. I don't mind reviewing the tanks, but I don't find myself to be a very appealing live streamer. The technology is there. I can easily do so, but I don't think that'd be particularly popular for some reason. Run, it's Godzilla. Gojira. Okay. I'm missing the other questions here. Did you go to World Archery? I'm not sure what that means. Like go to World Archery? Did they go to the World Archery events? No, I'm not part of the World Archery team. I was unofficially appointed their moderator for the World Archery event live chat, but I'm not actually part of World Archery. I didn't go. The last one was in Rome. That was a really nice event to watch, and the most recent one in Rubion, I wasn't there. I was at home commentating and admiring some of the shooters. And if you haven't actually seen the live stream from Rubion, I recommend you do watch it. What's that? The World 3D Championship was really amazing to watch. It's mostly because you see the disciplines which you don't normally see in the Olympic Games and the World Championships, because the standard format is freestyle recurve or Olympic recurve. In World Archery rules, it's just recurve. That's just basically anything, and there's compound, of course. In the World 3D, you see compound. You see you don't see freestyle recurve in World 3D. So you see compound limited. You see bare bow, instinctive, and you see normal bare bow, and you have longbow, and it's just really nice to see traditional style longbows, and the different kinds. You have the American flatbow styles, the European longbow styles, and it's really amazing to watch the team events. Those were the best ones because you have one compound, one bare bow, modern bare bow, and one longbow. And of course, the compound has to hit 10s and 11s. But when you start seeing the longbow, the bare bows were the best ones. They most of them use string walking, so they can normally hit that target really accurately. Whereas the longbows, they kind of hit or miss, quite literally. Sometimes they'll get like a nice shot in the middle, sometimes they miss. So it all comes down to longbow most of the time. Really fascinating to watch. I do recommend you check out the stream on World Archery. They have the English commentators, the American team. If you want to see the French commentary, watch the stream from the FFTA, the Federation, the French Federation for Tir d'Arc, whatever it's called, French archery. And thanks Joe for the comments. Nice to see you enjoying archery. And what do I think about the Avalon Tech 1? I haven't really thought about it yet. I haven't come across it. One of the things for me is that I actually don't come across many bows. I've got a very small club, and for some reason most people use Win and Wins, and it's a bit Sebastian Flute bows, maybe because of me. Alright, let's do some more shooting. Whee! Alright. framing. Yep, good. There. Didn't anchor properly there. Still flew straight, of course. Part of doing instinctive is that even with a bad technique or mistake in your form, you naturally compensate for what you do. There's a lot of debate on what instinctive is or isn't. And that'll be one of my upcoming videos, is talking about, well, what instinctive archery is and isn't. That's a terrible shot. That one didn't go middle. Loose anchor. Didn't have the back tension correct. That's a bit better. I still want to anchor a bit more tightly. Alright, just keep on working on that. Keep on working on squeeze, get the back muscle tension correct. And if you don't already know, trad bear bow is not my discipline. This is what I do when I have no expectations. In fact, that's what I did on Saturday, because it was really windy on Saturday. And it was quite warm, so I figured, you know what, I'm not going to shoot well if I live in rear curve, so I brought my trad bear bow out and just had some fun rather than doing any serious shooting. Alright, back to chat. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Alright, questions. Euphorage. What bow should you get? Just depends on what style you want. That's one of the hardest questions to answer. We get to a lot, both myself and the subreddit, the Archery subreddit. We always get asked, recommend a bow for the beginner. That's just really hard to answer. Oops, sorry. Okay, my laptop just collapsed. Yeah. I'm holding my bow in my left hand. I don't want to drop that either. Yeah. There we go. Whoops. Alright, sorry about that. That was kind of awkward. Let's double check the camera. I'm good here for now. I'm actually not bad. I might shoot from here instead. Yeah, that works. Let's make sure my angles are right. Okay, what was I? It's a hard question to answer because there are so many kinds of bows, and it just really depends on what kind of bow you want. If you want target bows, you want the aluminium takedowns, then obviously go for those. But if you just want a bow, then budget $200 US, and they'll get you everything: bows, arrows, accessories. Just start with simple bows like a wooden recurve, stuff like the Samick Polaris, the Samick Sage even. You just want a bow. If you just want a bow, then just buy a bow. You don't need to worry about which one's a better one. Just start with one. Don't stress too much about getting quality or performance on your first bow. Even if you're doing serious target shooting, or you want to get a flashy Olympic style target bow, the first one you get, it's always going to be about look and feel. Once you have at least one bow, then you know what you want in your next bow. It's very much like buying your first motorcycle or bicycle or car. The first one you get is going to be purely practical for you to get started and for you to use, but you don't know what you want to get until you actually use one. You might try a few different bows, but you won't know what you need until you get at least one and own one for a long period of time. That's what I did. My first bow was the Samick Aguilar, which I don't have anymore. It was a pretty dense magnesium riser, but thanks to that riser, I knew what quality meant, because I didn't have a chance to use a wind bow. I know someone that had one when I started, but I never used it. I had a very cheap bow. The grip came off, the glue dried up and came off completely. The riser felt very dead in the hand, so when I bought my Win and Win, I knew exactly what quality felt like. That was that's a very good question, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend you spend too much on your first bow. So hopefully I answered your question, Yuvraj. Alright, let's do some more stuff here. I'm trying to keep up with chat, it's updating slowly. From Just Mark, would it be strange to go to an archery club with a crossbow? Would it be strange? It depends on where you are. Crossbows are a very, very small division, I guess. It's not widely promoted, and a lot of clubs simply don't allow it. You do have to check the laws and the rules for your club. I know for Australia, a crossbow is a restricted weapon. That's in most states, if not all states, in some way. So you can't just walk in with a crossbow. Even buying one, you have to go through the same licensing as firearms, so that can be a little tougher. And again, some clubs don't allow crossbows because the club has to go through certain rules and certifications, and a lot of clubs don't bother because if nobody brings a crossbow, then it's not going to be a problem. If one person brings a crossbow, then it kind of makes it a very hard thing for a club to get organized. Some clubs do it, nothing wrong with that, but a lot of clubs just simply don't do it. So is it weird? No, but probably very uncommon. Let's see stuff. My opinion on the Oneida hybrid bows. I haven't used one. I've come across them a couple of times in the shops, but I haven't actually seen one in real life and used one in real life. So I don't really have an opinion. From what I've heard, they look like they have the advantages of both compound and recurve. I think the reality is they have the worst of both worlds rather than the best of both worlds. I haven't shot one though. Technically they are compounds, but I haven't actually used one, so I have no real opinion on that. Obviously very much a popular thing, thanks to Arrow, of course. Alright, have you used a Julio bow? No, I haven't. I might have seen one at least once, but haven't used one before. Have I ever used a compound bow? Apart from the youth bow at my club, I haven't shot compound. Will I use one? I'm not going to say no, especially if I want to go into coaching. My current certification with Archery Australia is level 1. That's just a basic beginner level for what we run for the Come and Try program. If I want to get the level 2 coaching certification, actually be a coach, that part of that is teaching you the fundamentals of compound, because a coach has to work with someone going from their first session to becoming an intermediate archer. That means picking equipment like recurve, or picking the compound equipment. So you have to know something about compound, and it wouldn't hurt to shoot compound either, just to diversify that. Am I wearing my quiver wrong? Probably. I think what you're talking about is which side I'm wearing the thing on. It actually matches, I think, quite well here. So normally the 3-point sling is on this side, but I'm wearing on this side and it feels more comfortable this way. I'm used to wearing it for my other quiver, and it works well. It does look weird, kind of, but I can reach it fine. Doesn't matter, it's up to me. I'm not too worried about that. Alright, just trying to catch up with the chat here. Do bear in mind there is a slight delay between the recording and the chat. Yeah, I'll worry about the quiver some other time. Alternatives website. Yeah, Alternatives is a good website. That's British based. I do most of my stuff from Merlin Archery. Alternatives and Quicks have very popular reputations. They're quite good. I don't normally buy from them because I don't really buy overseas that much. I buy most of my source locally in Australia. I buy often from Pat Archery. I bought my first bow from Pat Archery, so that's why I like buying from Pat. Great website, great shipping. It's normally like next day. They're interstate, but they always do express delivery, which is really good. You can order on Friday, get it Monday morning. It's really fast. I used to buy from Abby a lot, but I'm having trouble with Abby's website. One of my things I'm picky about now is that I want to see live inventory. So I don't want to buy something and gamble on whether or not they have in stock. I know they refund you and all that sort of thing, but I don't want to say if it's there, it should be in stock or should be on order. It shouldn't be listed and not in stock. It's just one of those buyer things I find kind of annoying with shops. Not many, but it's nice saying that oh, I want to buy this finger tab, I want to buy this limb, is it in stock? So if I see that, I'm more likely to use that website. So I normally buy from Pat's, I buy from Arch Supplies in South Australia every now and then, and Urban Archery every now and then as well. But more recently I'm buying from Lancaster, because they have the biggest inventory, and they have stuff I need, which other shops don't stock. That's why I didn't mention Quicks or Alternative, because they're kind of like the less mainstream stores in the UK, and I don't really have to go to the point where I'm looking at the the second tier shops in the UK. But I have heard really nice things about them for pricing and for custom service as well. Back from you for Arch. I want to start archery. Can I buy a wooden bow? Yeah, of course. Wooden bows are great. Recommend wooden bows all the time. Let's see. Let's catch up and chat again. Yeah, people don't like my quiver. Oh, too bad. Good. Hardware Archery is nice as well. I've heard good things about them. They do some nice trad stuff. And yeah, wow, 3:22 AM in Ohio. Sorry, American viewers. Can't help you there, but I am half across the world. Alright, let's do another end. Let's see my camera's pointing the right way first. Cool, alright, that should be work fine. I'll hold my quiver for those who are really annoyed by that. Yeah. Well, that's way too high. Okay, trying to angle the laptop down a bit. Whoops. I knew that would happen. Okay. I need a better setting for this. Hey, there we go, that works. Excellent. Yeah, is it wrong? Probably. Does it work? Yes. So, doesn't matter. Same with archery. If your method works, then who's to say you can't use it? Well, that was crap. But it works. That's one thing I like about archery is, look, I know people say that, like, anything works. That's kind of true. Whoops, wrong way. It's kind of true how most things work. And I hate telling people they're wrong. I used to watch, like, form checks on YouTube and comment, but people sometimes don't. I mean, they'll post it for feedback, but they don't want feedback, and they get a little defensive or protective of their style if someone criticizes them. That's not what I want to do. So I've kind of moved away from watching people and giving feedback. If people ask me to, I'll do so, but I don't jump on a video and just watch it and give feedback. I don't think it's very fair for the person making the video, because they might not be expecting it. That's the thing. I've been talking too much, I'm losing my flow. What a hit there. Huh. Well, it's right in the middle, but it's just sounded weird. Yeah, when you know your target well, you know where the best hit spots are. But that sounded weird. Might have hit an arrow. Let's do it again. Holy crap! I'll take it easy on this center target. I mean, the foam's softening a little bit up. For those wondering, I've used my block target for around 3 years now. Not continuously, but it's holding up quite well. Okay, not bad, not bad. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Whoop. Okay, getting some backlighting. Whoop, there you go, that's better. Yeah, since people are so offended by my back quiver, I swapped quivers out. I'm also swapping bows out. I'm using the Phantom now for a bit. It's been 35 minutes, so that's a pretty good practice session. Mostly talking though. Back to the chat. That's smashing my laptop. Is Hoyt a good brand? Yeah, Hoyt's a good brand. Hoyt's basically the best brand. And Win, of course. But yeah, Hoyt's very good. Top 2, Win or Hoyt, always. Largest markets, easily. Can't go wrong with Hoyt. Yeah, Premium Plus is a good riser too. Can't get that. That's fine. I find a little dense sometimes, but it's a great bow. SF is no longer around. It's been completely bought out by Win, and now they Win makes the SF bows under the WNS label instead. Cool. All right. Well, let's do a few more shots with the Phantom this time. And not break any windows, because switching bows can be quite tricky sometimes, but I imagine that the flight for this particular bow should be on point. Yep, knocking points right. Nice. I'm using the Carbon Express Predators. One thing I will be doing shortly, once I remember to do so, is to do a video on how to buy arrows. That's like the #1 most requested video, is how to buy arrows. Talking about spine, how to pick length and weight and so on. It's complex, but there are easier ways to go about this, and I'm going to give the easy version, just to get you arrows which are right for your bow. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make in buying arrows is just buying random arrows, or buying fiberglass or carbon eBay arrows that don't match your bow. I know a lot of companies will say things like, oh, this is suited for 10-pound to 40-pound bows. Bollocks. No arrow can be that expansive in the amount of draw weight it's meant for. Spine rating is meant to be more precise. If you can get it roughly right, then you shoot really well. There'll be a huge difference between shooting a cheap fiberglass arrow and shooting a properly matched arrow. But yeah, there is no such thing as an arrow that is meant for like 10 to 50 pounds. That's just it lulls people into thinking that you can buy this arrow fine. It's technically not lying, because you can shoot the arrow from any bow, but it won't fly very well. So that's buyer beware. Let's keep that in mind. To check before I start shooting again. Yeah, bare bow you always aim lower. One of the weird things I find with people who go from Olympic recurve to bare bow, they always aim too high. I had an incident with a club member, a friend of mine, a week ago, where she was lazy. She didn't want to take out her stabilizer and sights. She just simply put the bow together and just shoot that bare bow. And we were at 7 meters in the shed. And I don't want to demonstrate this, but it's really weird. So you know, she had never done bare bow before. I've shot her bow bare bow, so I know what to do with bare bow. And what she did freaked me out. Like, you know, she was using a rest which made a creaking sound. Now this wasn't what made me freak out. So I heard the and it made me look up, but it wasn't that was the problem. When I looked up, I saw her at 45 degrees inside the shed like this. And holy crap, did I freak out. You've seen the holes in the shed already. That's caused by various misfires and people who are here. Same sort of thing. They think bare bow means you've got to aim higher, but obviously the holes in the shed indicate otherwise. But I flipped right there. Went stop, ceasefire. Everything just went ballistic, because she was going to put a hole in the ceiling. That's how high it was. And again, she didn't realize it at the time. You don't, from your perspective, again, the bare bow problems. You're on target, but you're actually aiming up that high because of the parallax effect. So they kind of freaked out. But yeah, always aim lower than you think. Always. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll see how chat updates a bit later. I'm going to do a bit more shooting. Since I'm holding the bow right now, may as well get some shots off. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. That's the Phantom, the Mandarin Duck Phantom. It's based on the I think it's just the rebranding of the Junxing bows from China. Those are good bows too. A lot of people are asking about the Junxing bows, or the Jandao bows, the Junxing and the Jandao bows. Jandao has been very popular as well. They make good crossbows, and they have a nice beginner recurve set, which might appeal to some people. Let's look at the gap run. This one. I'll be right back. I'm gonna step back a bit. I'm gonna make sure that my my pace is correct. I normally like to start very close to make sure I'm not aiming too high, and then I step back to my normal distance to make sure that I'm not shooting a bird or something. I'll be back. Yep. Okay. Because one of the tricky things is when you switch bows with different poundages, your point of reference gets thrown off a lot. There we go, right in the middle. Cool. Okay, so back to my full distance of 5 meters. I know what I aim now. Just notice that my predators have 2 different arrows, white and green and yellow and green. And the confusing thing is that my my yellow-green arrows have the green index feather or vein, whereas my white and green have the white index. Yeah, that's going to help me a lot. come straight from the shop like that. Oh, so this again, the Phantom's a surprisingly nice bow. I mean, if I just had to recommend a bow just to have no characteristics and no requirements, Phantom's fine. We just want a bow to shoot in the backyard. One of the comments that was raised in my Phantom video was that I said that the bow was light, while Survival Lily said the bow was heavy. This is subjective, of course. Some lighting back here. Yeah, it's kind of subjective. It's light for me compared to what I normally use, which are target bows, which are much heavier. Whereas I imagine Lily would have used lighter wooden bows. So for me, it's lighter. So I feel generally it's light, but it's quite good at absorbing the vibration. So surprisingly, a nice bow. I'm not saying this is not sponsored. I'm not. But I like being surprised. It's nice seeing, you know, other people bring bows on the market which are affordable. I will, however, have to shoot a little better to justify getting a bow like this. I do have one more bow for Mandarin Duck which I haven't touched yet. That's the I've got a 25 pound horsebow, which you might have seen on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page as well. I want to wait till I get a thumb ring or thumb glove before I use that properly. It can be shot with 3 fingers, in Mediterranean style, but I don't really want to. Well, I can, but I want to do it authentically. That's the idea. Let's restart that and good. One of the challenges with getting free bows is that I need to buy arrows to match them. So I have to buy a bunch of arrows, and I wanted to anyway, because again, part of the point of doing a video like how to buy arrows is that, well, I'm on shadow here. I want to make it authentic in that I want to show you how to buy an arrow from start to finish and show you how the arrow works in practice, like right here. So I bought a set of arrows for my 25 pound Polaris, or the OP Adventure. I bought a set of arrows for the Phantom, which is 35 pound or 32 of my draw length. And I have my my arrows for my Bear Takedown, which are the same as the ones I use for my Sam XH, because they're very similar in draw weight. So I'm going to showcase why you have to buy different arrows for different draw weights and bows. You don't have to buy them individually for different bows, but you need to at least have the right spine for your draw weight. So I bought 3 different sets and I'm going to walk through how to buy them using different charts. I've got Carbon Express. I'll show you their charts. I'll show you the Eastern charts as well as the gold tip charts. That will help you how to read charts. I get so many questions about what spine do we need for this arrow or this bow, and if I go from this drawer to this drawer, do I need to increase another one? Well, I can't tell you off the top of my head. I mean, experienced shooters probably can, and shopkeepers can because they have the charts. But the charts they use are the same as what you can see online, so you can make the call yourself. And that's the basic version. You don't need to be more advanced. Once you have a set of arrows, then you can work from there. You don't have to. You don't have to be super precise in your first set. Be prepared to spend more money just in case you need to buy a second set of arrows. So that's Archery for you. It's ever spending and must buy new things and arrows. But yeah, I'm also be doing a video on multi-pin sights. Because again, some people will look at them and go, how do I use this thing? Smack myself an arrow there. Yeah, some people ask about how do I calibrate the multi-pin sights. They're very different to the single pin target sights. And now I've got an outdoor range again, at least short range. I can actually demonstrate how to walk out and how to calibrate the sights for multi-pin. Mostly for hunting. For those who have a multi-pin sight, then that might help you as well. Alright, I'll be back. Well, these are pretty nice arrows. These are the as you can see that these are the Carbon Express Predators. Nice little long point there, so that's why it sticks out a lot from my bow. Didn't really factor it in, but it doesn't matter. I'm not really looking for a precise bow. I can always cut it down later as well. The big thing is once you get your arrows, you need to tune them. So once you find your tune, then they know exactly how long it should be, and you know exactly how heavy the point should be. But that requires some extra tuning. So you need a set to start off with. And then you work from there after you tune. A lot of people never tune. That's quite normal as well. Alright, question time. Alright, scrolling up again. Whee! Okay, it's been a while. Nice seeing that. Okay, so where was I? I'm a good teacher. Thank you very much. Yeah, I agree with Tom Bruce. Hey, don't spend too much on good equipment until you have your good form set down. The other line of thinking is, like, if you know you're going to stay in the sport for a long time, it doesn't hurt to buy a decent bow and spend the money for a good bow and just keep it around. But yeah, like, you don't blow your budget just for a bow if you're not sure. The main qualifier is, are you going to stay with the sport? If you are, then spend money on the bow. If not, then don't worry about it. Why haven't people made a center shot recurve? My theory behind that is because inherently, if you're a finger shooter, then you're always going to have the problem of the archer's paradox. The string is displaced differently from your fingers, so a center shot recurve. I mean, the risers cut to center, right? But if you think about like the compound designs, which actually are center shot, the fact that you have no real archer's paradox from a release aid kind of means you can get away with a center shot compound. If a recurve, I mean, you could make a center shot recurve and use a release aid, but it's not going to be as accurate, and people generally don't do so. Another reason is think of the structural stability of a recurve. Recurves are generally lighter, and if you thin out the riser frame to the point where you have a center shot, then you're going to have a lot more torque on the bow. That's one of my theoretical problems. Yeah, spine chart to trial and error. Drinking coffee and watching me, thank you very much. do some Lars Andersoning. You know, I actually wouldn't mind doing some of the tricks which Lars Anderson does. I just filmed another video for Lars Anderson. I'm just addressing the video removal. But the thing with the trick shooting is that you need a place where you can practice it safely. I don't have such a place. I don't have a field where I can shoot safely, and I don't have an indoor environment where I can shoot safely. Lars happens to have a range you can work with. I don't have an indoor range I can work with, so that's something which, again, one of the reasons why you don't see many people do that is simply having the right equipment and the right venue. That's the main problem here. Can I make you a moderator? No, I wouldn't mind having a moderator if I get around to it. If I do this more regularly, wouldn't mind having a moderator. But for the meantime, I'll just do this. Can I review the win and win repeater? One of our new members, our upcoming new members, is buying a repeater. So I will, if I get a chance, borrow that or confiscate it for the time being, and I will have a shot with it. I've seen it before. It's a nice bow, nice light, cheaper bow, but that's likely the case. I will be, if I get a chance, I'll take a look at the repeater. Sneak preview, I do have a Hoyt bow at the moment, so for those who are wondering why I don't review Hoyt bows, well, now I've got one. Numbness in the ring finger using 3 under, even with the glove. The ring finger is interesting because that's not normally a place where a string cuts across, right? By the way, that's a bow. So normally, I'll do it this way. Normally, you have the string on the first joint, basically. The ring finger shouldn't really be a huge part of the pressure. So I'm not sure why you're having numbness in your ring finger. Sorry about the plane. Yeah, that's a bit unusual for me. I'm not sure why, but just do check that you've got the proper protection. If not, if you're having trouble with the pinch with your ring finger, then what you might do is do what a lot of the Olympic style shooters do, especially the ones who are following the Kisik Lee method, is the distribution should be more of like that. So you have first joint, pad of the middle finger, and then that was very lightly on. So at full draw, you often see shooters like me do this, so kind of angle upwards, and you only see the very pad of the ring finger there. So that might solve some of your problems. Sorry if you couldn't see that, I just couldn't see what I was aiming at. That might explain a few things. Alright, what do I think about the pin sight on a recurve bow? I will be doing a talk about sight apertures, because I do have the Titan scope and the Titan micro. I'll be talking some difference about that. What rest am I using on the Phantom? I'm using the default push-in rest that comes with the Phantom itself. It's just a rest, nothing too special about it. Not the best, not the worst. Cavaliers are nice tabs. Shooting in wind. Okay, good question. That's horrible. Yeah, shooting in wind. There are a couple of things to keep in mind. There are kind of 2 approaches here. One is if you're a very experienced shooter and you have the conditioning, is to hold onto the shot and wait till it settles. The other line of thinking is execute the shot process as quickly and smoothly as possible. You can't control wind, but if you spend less time at full draw, you won't be blown about as much. Now, I guess the general thing is you have to accept that you're not going to shoot anywhere near as well in windy conditions. That's just a fact of archery. Wind ruins everybody. So when you see like the Korean shooters at the Olympic Games shoot 10s in the wind, that's inhuman. But if you see the recurve shooters hit like 8s or 7s or even blues, very rare, then that's mostly wind. That's the thing that affects archers the most is wind. More so in long distance rather than in short distance. Anyway, this is a bit more shooting. We are running out of light, although again it'll be daylight savings very shortly, so that means more time to do things. Oops. And we're running on battery as well. But we'll do a bit more. It's been nearly an hour of me talking more than shooting, but it's been good fun engaging with you guys. And this is an unannounced experimental live stream, so of course this could be a low traffic thing, but just making sure the technology works. I'll be checking the video out later myself, but we'll see how this goes. Anyway, let's do one more in, If you have any last questions, then just ask him now, and I'll pick him up after I grab my arrows. And I do think I've picked the right spine, roughly. I mean, like I said, you don't have to get the exactly right tube, but this is much better than shooting random arrows. And that's a big complaint about bow reviews, is the people who... it's nice to like grab a bow and film yourself shooting in your backyard, but you do have to remember your arrows make a big difference. The bow itself is rarely the cause of any accuracy or inaccuracy. It's either the arrow or the user, or both. So you can't say a bow is accurate without actually put into a shooting machine and testing it methodically. Just keep that in mind when you watch reviews, including mine. Didn't like that. I do have a short draw length because I'm a small guy, but I do find that the I mean, I'm shooting two bows which are very similar in length. This is a bit shorter, but the bear takedown is a much smoother bow. You come to full draw, you don't really feel the stack. This one, even on a short draw length, it does stack a bit, so it's kind of hard to go from here to here, but you will feel a slight difference. So just do keep in mind that quality bows are generally smoother throughout the whole shot process, the whole draw force curve, I would say. There we go. Just focus more on keeping the line rather than trying to shoot instinctively. I generally find I don't shoot anywhere near as well with the Phantom. One, experience, I don't have a lot of it with the Phantom, but I shoot better with the bear takedown. Is it a more accurate bow? You know, you could argue, yeah. But I find it easy to use the bear takedown instinctively rather than the Phantom. Not a fault of the bow necessarily, but I'm not used to using it in that way. And the different sizes make a difference as well. No. Collapsed it. Let's form good habits. So the thing with live is that I can't cut these things out, right? So you're gonna see every mistake I make. And I really look forward to using my actual bow, my big bow, for live. I might be doing more of that over the next few days, so I have some time off work now, but I might get some practice. I'd rather shoot at the range. I have no internet down the range, but if I'm stuck at home, wouldn't mind doing some of that. Don't talk while shooting. Getting that last half an inch can be a little tricky. Just slow down a bit. Anchor and shoot. Gonna reach my anchor a bit more. Again, a bit easier on the bear takedown. I don't do it as well with Phantom. There we go. That's alright. Alright, well that concludes my live stream shoot, I reckon. Let's do a couple more questions. Let's have a look here. Oops, sorry, I can't my camera angle. Oh, alright. Let's see. Blah. Teach you archery, Euphrates. I already am. Let's see. Why are compound grips shaped differently? In fact, I'll show you what I mean. That's a good question. A lot of the early compounds, did have regular grips, whereas the later models have very simple grips. This one's a very narrow grip like this, so you can't mold your hand around like normal. The reason being, I'm not a compound shooter, right? Just take it with a grain of salt. It's a different grip for compound. So instead of having a nice molded grip here, it's very much kind of like more like that kind of grip. So it's a minimalistic grip. I found it weird when I first started compound because it's like a narrow piece of metal and not a big grip. Some people like big grips, that's okay. But I think the way for compound is basically keep it as minimalistic as possible. So very, very minimal content. Compound shooters, correct me here, but that's my theory about that one, as far as I understand. And Morton kind of verifies that. It's a pressure point. Okay. Can I do the review on the Win-N-Win ATF? If I ever come across one, yes, I'll do one. I don't know many people have one. Again, these are high-end bows here. The ATF is a high-end bow. Same with the AL1, which I did review, which is very similar. The Nanomax, and so on. They're very high-end bows, so I don't normally come across people who have them unless they're serious shooters. And I've got a small club. There aren't many serious shooters, but if I do see one, I'll review it. Whereabouts in Aussie do I live? Melbourne. I'm Melbourneian. And that ends our questions for now. So that's 1 hour, and my battery is about dead, so that's great timing. So thank you to the 32 people who have been watching this stream. Again, this has been completely unannounced. I just wanted to test out today, and if this turns out nicely, then I might do more in the future. I will try to announce it beforehand. For those who just jumped on YouTube and saw this happening, then hope you enjoyed this. Hope this turns out well for you. Thank you for the questions, and I might consider doing this for the Q&A next time. So anyway, new center here, checking out. See you next time.